Welcome back to another Misadventures in Gardening. Today we are revisiting my favorite summertime plant, the okra plant. However, today we're not looking at the okra plant for harvesting or growing techniques. Instead, we're at the end of our growing season. Summer has passed, we are now approaching fall, and with okra being a great summer vegetable, we want to collect our seeds from the okra pods so that we can use them in next year's crop. As you can see right behind me, we've got the bed with our okra plants in it. And shifting the camera way up high there, this thing got tall. You see the okra pods up top. Now, typically, we want the okra to grow about 3-4 inches to harvest and eat it. However, if you're growing it for the seeds, you need to leave the pods on till they actually get beyond the green ripe stage. You want them to be a little bit dried out and to start to split open, to get a little bit brown and hard. Once they get to that stage and they're starting to split, it's pretty visible that they're doing that. We can see that in just a second. That's when we cut them down and they open up pretty easily, and then we collect the seeds. So let's go ahead and grab our dried okra up there. We'll bring it down and collect some seeds. Okay, this is our okra bed. Now, there are some peppers on the other side and some eggplant down the other end, but this is mostly full of okra. And as we take a look, you see a lot of bare stalks here. These things got really tall. They were very bushy and very green throughout the summer, and as they got taller, those leaves come off and they just look like stalks. And as we work our way to the top of the tallest ones, we continue to put our okra up top with really very tiny leaves. So we decided we're probably at the end of growing season and we'd let these stay up there long enough to gather some seeds. Let's go ahead and pull down this one, and we're just gonna bend it on down right to this point. Now, here's where we get a good look at a still green one right up top versus one that is greenish but splitting, kind of starting to brown and dry out. It is feeling a bit stiff there, but it's splitting open. So we'll be able to split it open at those sides and get our leaves right on out. We're gonna cut this thing down. We're gonna keep a little bowl handy as the seeds tend to fall out pretty easily, and we'll harvest our seeds. Okay, as you can see, this is a bit different from your average okra pod that is harvested for eating. Almost all of our edges here have split. This feels lighter and drier. It has begun to dry out compared to a piece of okra that you harvest to eat. So a little more green on this side, but we're pretty dry and shriveled up over here. So we're going to open up these cracks, and again, we have a bowl ready to go because as the seeds can be pretty loose, we don't want them just falling everywhere. So we just begin to pry this open here, and looking inside, you can see we've got all of these wonderful seeds that are going to give us okra next season. As the seeds are stored, they can last up to 4 years, but not all do, so plan on planting them the following season if possible. So as we crack it open and hold it over, they just start falling out. No fleshiness holding them in place. They pop right out and into our bowl. Most of them have come out here. Kind of help a few pieces. And we go to the next section. It opens up more in the middle than it does at the end, so as you get one end cleared, you might want to flip it upside down to get the rest out. Got those out of there. There's a bunch. And to make things easier and quicker, you can just break them apart all the way down to the tips here. And that way you kind of can pull it open and let a bunch fall out over a bowl, kind of work them out. That'll make the job go a little faster if you're harvesting a lot of seeds. But this is one pod, and in one pod, we've got all those seeds. That is a lot of okra seeds. We've got about 4 or 5 more large pods, maybe 6, that we are going to harvest. That will be a lot of seeds to plant. There you go. Really not that hard to harvest seeds out of the pods. Just a little bit of patience. They do take quite a bit longer on the stem before they are ready to harvest seeds from, as opposed to when they're ready to harvest for eating. Now, Once you've got the seeds out, you're going to let them air dry actually for a few days. So nothing special we need to do. We'll let them sit out for maybe 3 days, let them air dry. Then we're going to put them in a sealed jar. We'll store them in the fridge. And the next season, next spring, after the last freeze of the winter and springtime, we can go ahead and get these things in the ground. Before putting them in the ground, we might want to take them out, use a little bit of water to soften them up and get them ready in the days leading up to planting them. That's it. That's harvesting okra seeds, storing them for the winter, and getting ready to plant your next crop in the following spring. I hope you found this misadventure helpful. If you did, please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are not already. I greatly appreciate your views, and please splash it all around social media if you found it helpful. Look forward to seeing you back here for the next misadventure in gardening.